Love has to be put into action, and that action is service. Whatever form we are, able or disabled, rich or poor, it is not how much we do, but how much love we put into the doing. Let us quiet ourselves for a few moments of silent reflection. Here's a prayer by Rumi, 13th century Persian mystic. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond.
We, the member congregations of the Unitarian Universalist Association, covenant to affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of every person, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, acceptance of one another, and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregation, a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large, the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all, respect for the interdependent web of all existence, of which we are a part.
And so if you have any friends who ever say to you, the UUs have no principles whatsoever, you can point them to that document. You'll find those wonderful words in the beginning of both of the hymn books, actually.
Good morning. My name is Bill Docker, and I was asked to speak why I'm a UU today. And it's a privilege to be back in this pulpit, and it certainly was an honor to be asked. First of all, if you'll indulge me, I'd like to give a shout out to my niece and her beau Brian, and my husband who is here in support. Thank you very, very much. You all. Thank you. It was nearly 25 years ago that I walked through those gorgeous big doors downstairs and up the stairs for the very first time. And it's been about 20 years now since my partner, Fred Casati, passed away of AIDS. We were together for 16 years, and it was this church that saved me. I became a member shortly afterwards with the help and the thanks of Brenda Haywood, Reverend Brenda. What I found here was a spiritually religious community that was able to heal and nurture who I was at the time and help me to become the person that I would be. So for hundreds of Sundays now, I've headed up those stairs and I'm enriched, both heart, body, soul, by the preachings and the teachings and the wisdom and the words of Rumi that we heard this morning, Mary Oliver, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, and just about every great thinker, theologian, and prophet, seer, and poet, and by every one of you. You've all fed my soul in my quest to try to know the unknowable, what we call spirit of life, God and Goddess, Mother Earth, and every word that we use to try to name what we know is divine. The stories you mirror back on me, on my life, on my dreams, my hopes, my fears, and my highest aspirations are a true gift to me each Sunday and every other day of the week and the year. And then each Sunday we light our candles of remembrance, of concern and joy and gratitude. And again, I feel a part of you, and you reflect and awaken a deep part of me. Within this holy community and through your words, each week as candles are lit and your lives are shared with us, I admire and connect with each one of you, the caregivers, the activists, the brokenhearted, my gurus, my bodhisattvas, my angels. These past years, we've also had so many great, caring ministers devoted to our well-being, and they have been guides to me too, all of them. And of course, I love Reverend Kate, who doesn't, and have such a deep respect and appreciation and admiration for Reverend Brenda Haywood. And they're just two of the loving spirits who have kept me in the fold and keep pulling me back. And when I look across these pews in front of me, I see mirrored reflections of goodness, of caring, commitment, and comfort, and of loving kindness. I can only aspire to be a part of what you already are, individually and collectively, and try to do my part for our community, for my family, our friends. And I'd like to share with you some lines from a poem which resonate for me about this. It's written by Roger Keyes. It's about an 18th century artist, Japanese printmaker named Hokusai. The title of the poem is Hokusai Says. And it just so happened that Hokusai's father was a maker of mirrors. Hokusai says, look carefully. He says, pay attention, notice, keep looking, stay curious, because there is no end to seeing. He says, look forward to getting old, to keep changing, because you get to be more of who you really are. He says, when you get stuck, accept it. He said, when you repeat yourself, do so as long as you're interesting. And he says to keep doing what you love. Keep praying. Every one of us is a child. Every one of us is an ancient. Every one of us has a body, and every one of us is frightened. And every one of us has to find a way to live with those fears. Everything has its own life. Everything lives inside us. And Hokusai says, live with the world inside of you. It matters. It really matters that you care. It matters that you feel. It matters that you notice. It matters that life lives through you. Contentment is life living through you. Joy is life living through you. Satisfaction and strength is life living through you. And your own inner peace is life living through you. So he says, don't be afraid. Let life take you by the hand. Let life live through you. And so I say that the answer to the question of the day, why am I a Unitarian Universalist? Well, that's easy to answer. I'm a UU because of you.
I might have to take a swig every now and then. Good morning. My name is Karen Pagano, and I am a UU. I've been an official member for 4 months now and consider this congregation family. Why did I become a Unitarian Universalist? Here's a short laundry list to respond to that question. I am here to make friends and find community, to contribute and share ideas, to join worthwhile endeavors and take the risks that being on the cutting edge can sometimes bring, to find purpose and reclaim some of my hopes and dreams of my younger self, to continue on my spiritual path and to nurture my soul, to be the best me that I can be. So simply put, I have become a UU to keep on moving forward in my life. So the why has been answered neatly and definitively. For me, as I pondered the reasons listed above, was the underlying question, what were the whys and the whos, the whens and the wheres that have led me to this place here with you today? What decisions and life choices made by myself or others have moved me to be a member of this forward-thinking congregation? And how do I see such an action influencing my life? This was the story that I planned to tell. But, as some of you may have at times experienced, the universe had other plans. For a little over a week ago, I was presented a very wonderful gift that illustrated and helped me to understand more deeply how one important decision made in a person's life can dramatically impact the life of another. I received a message on Facebook from a student that I had in my special ed class 32 years ago in inner city Hartford, Connecticut. The message began, "Dear Miss Pagano, you probably don't remember me, but I was a student of yours in Hartford. I have very few memories of my childhood, but you were one of the fondest and strongest. I just wanted to say thank you for making me feel special." I can honestly say that I've never forgotten any of my students, not one. And that's because each and every one of them brought new and creative ideas, challenging and interesting and sometimes emotionally disturbing behaviors. And all of them, each one, had a heart open and at the ready. The one thing I always did consistently and sometimes defiantly was to love my students. I have always hoped that I gave enough to turn their sometimes dark lives into bright adventures. I wanted them to know that they each had a very special and important place in the world. I wanted them to keep on moving forward, never turning back in their lives. The message continued. I remember you having me keep a scrapbook with all of my archaeology clippings, images of King Tut, and other ancient artifacts and people, all rubber cemented to its construction paper pages. Though the message was unexpected, it was a welcome one for me. It helped me to remember how hopeful and undeterred I was as a young teacher in the midst of urban despair. This particular student had zest. He was 8 years old, Hispanic, lived in poverty with his mother and several siblings, had a learning disability, and poor social skills. Yet he wanted something. He wanted to learn and become an archaeologist. It is as amazing to me now as it was then. Though he was silent and aloof in the regular classroom, he was funny and witty and kind in my room. He came to learn, and he did just that. He had drive and a thirst to know anything and everything archaeological. I encouraged his quest and designed many of his math and language arts and reading lessons around this particular interest. We made models and maps, measured 3D replicas of pyramids, and researched and wrote stories about mummies, digs, relics, and lost treasures. He knew I had his back, that I was in his corner, and he flourished socially and emotionally, and his academic skills improved. He went on to middle school and I to the Berkshires, and we seemingly moved out of each other's lives. I have thought about him many times over the years, remembering his desire to make a life for himself and his willingness to take risks in school. And then the Facebook message. We planned on possibly meeting over the weekend as he and his boyfriend were coming into town from Boston. Interestingly, he had worked at the Crown and Anchor for a few summers and had many friends here. We've also shared many Facebook friends over the years, though we had not discovered each other that way. So after last Sunday's service, I walked out of this meeting house and back into the life of this bright, gentle, and caring man. He was there to greet me, and it felt like completion. It felt like understanding at a level too deep and convoluted for words. It felt like family. We shared a tearful hello, took a few pictures, and smiled through our quick catch-up time. We aim to meet again, whether planned or whether another timely synchronistic collision. As we parted, he asked one final question. What class of yours was I in? I replied it was special ed class for kids with learning, language, and behavioral problems. And he said, oh, I've always thought it was a gifted program because I felt so smart in your room. A final post. You taught me many things, most importantly, to love myself and, in turn, others. Our meeting was one of the most important special days of my life. Always gratefully, Joel. So that's why I joined the UU, to spark another soul, to touch another heart. This wasn't the story I planned to tell. I was going to talk about a young, confused mother deciding to give up yet another child, a young novitiate who brought the failure to thrive infant back to good health, the couple who chose to adopt because of the baby's beautiful smile, although I think it was just baby belly gas. I would have talked of my birth brother who I searched for all of my life and the wonderful day that I found him and my new family 6 years ago. I wanted to share more about that meeting and what that discovery meant for me in my life. I would have told of his sudden and unexpected death 3 months ago and how that loss still has me catapulting at times. I wanted to share books that have had an effect on me. Hope for the Butterflies, the story of Opal Whiteley, Khalil Gibran's The Prophet, The Art of Racing in the Rain. I might have mentioned other students, friends, and teachers who influenced my choices in life. A karate sensei, a Reiki master, a medium, and music. An autograph from Leonard Cohen scribbled on my Salem Lights pack in 1969. My hero, Pete Seeger, and the message he sent to me. Animals in nature, pet-assisted therapy, lifeguarding, Woodstock, folk festivals and art, theater, Broadway, P-Town, a very special chorale, its director, accompanist, and its wonderful and devoted members, a UU congregation and its amazing choir and pianist, a wiser than her years minister, the beach, the ocean, today. All of these special elements, and events, and experiences have guided me to be here now talking to you. But the other story had to be told because it bears the truth that's behind all of the rest, that we are here to help, to inspire, to educate and learn, to play and sing. It is a reminder that there's a wonderful life and a meaningful adventure for each one of us in this world, and that we must keep on moving forward, never turning back. Now, the educator in me would like to teach you a song. The name of it is Never Turning Back. The words and the music are by songwriter-activist Pat Humphreys, who's part of the group Emma's Revolution with her partner Sandy Opatow. So it's a simple song. It's a beautiful song, so please sing along and add your voice and harmony as you can. Okay, one more swig. We're gonna keep on moving forward, keep on moving forward, keep on moving forward, never turning back, never turning back. So try on this one. It's called Keep On Singing Loudly. We're gonna keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. We're gonna reach across our borders, reach across our borders, reach across our borders, never turning back, never turning back. We're gonna keep on loving boldly. We're gonna keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Yeah, I like it. Never turning back. All right, let's finish up with keep on moving forward. We need harmony, people. We're gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Thanks a lot.